India is in the middle of a stock market storm. Imagine, in the last 10 years, 15 crore young Indians joined the stock market party. And the torchbearer of this kind of a revolution was a school dropout, Nikhil Kamath, the founder of Zerodha. He is one of the most celebrated self-made billionaires today in India. But hang on, there is someone challenging him from the side skirts, an unknown face. Meet Pranay Aggarwal, the founder of Stoxkart. Pranay, are you really a founder? I think you are an inheritor. Had it not been for SMC, who are you and what is Stoxkart without SMC?
So Rajan, technically you are right. I'm an inheritor, but in essence, I'm a founder. So I'll give you an example. When we started out earlier, what we did, we just picked the platform of SMC. We did some patchwork, we changed the branding, we changed the pricing, and we launched it as Stoxkart. 2 years down the line, I realized this is a mistake. I realized I need to have a founder mindset, and we reinvented ourselves. We made a platform which is fast, secure, and reliable and user-friendly.
SMC, IIFL, Motilal Oswal, Angel Broking, the 5 big Johnnies of Indian stock market. They didn't realize that there was one guy, a school dropout, was building something which was much beyond what they're doing. How did Nikhil Kamath steal the stock market storm right under your nose and you lost it?
I think credit is where it's due. What all these new age internet brokers, what they did, so this really changed the Indian capital markets. The retail participation has increased tremendously, as you rightly said, and we are seeing in this turbulent times, the FIs has withdrawn their money now, but still Nifty is holding itself. And this is where retail market participation is really showing. If this would have happened like 10 years ago, I'm sure the market would have crashed.
My question is very simple, Pranay. Why did the 5 big Johnnies of stock market, I mentioned their names,
right,
why didn't they realize that a model like this could be invented and there is such a huge market for it? It's only when you came in as a second generation in SMC that all of this happened. Stoxkart happened.
Sometimes dynamism, being dynamic is more important than experience. You could have like 20 years of experience, 30 years of experience.
Very true.
But the major thing, you need to reinvent yourself every 5 years. The world is changing, and that's what that is the challenge I faced when I started Stoxkart.
I'll be delighted to hear the stories. I mean, a young guy in his early 30s walking into a large family inherited business like SMC, and no one is willing to listen to him, and he's talking about setting up Stoxkart, and he's getting a boo from the so-called all learned men. तो वो कहानी क्या था?
So, as you said, it could be your father's company, but you have to really show your caliber. You have to show that you can do it, and
ठीक है, but आपने क्या किया वो तमाम बोर्ड मेंबर्स को समझाने के लिए कि हमको स्टॉक्सकार्ट जैसे एक फर्म फ्लोट करना होगा, और देखो निखिल हमारा ही बिजनेस लेके चले जा रहे हैं.
आपने शार्क टैंक देखा है, जैसे वहां पर पिच देते हैं. So I was giving the pitch, and there could be my father and there could be other board members sitting as the judges. So I actually had to prepare a PPT. I had to show them how retail market participation has been increased, how the market share is going towards those discount brokers, how is the trend in US markets. I had to compare it with India. I had to show them what is going to happen 10 years down the line, and why we need a discount broker in our group itself. There were questions like our business is going to be cannibalized. हम SMC से खुद ही अपने clients को
और वो भी है मेरे ख्याल से, क्योंकि आप SMC का ही एक क्लाइंट का बड़ा हिस्सा आप ले चुके हो.
आप राजन ये बताओ, आज के टाइम पे कौन यूजर बाकी इंटरनेट ब्रोकर्स को नहीं जानता? आज के टाइम पे हु इज स्टॉपिंग देम फ्रॉम गोइंग फ्रॉम एसएमसी टू that brokers? Today retail market participant is very informed. He has to be given all the choices. एक clear differentiation उसको देना चाहिए कि this is our full service offering, जहाँ पर आपको एक guided wealth management वाली scheme मिलेगी. You will get a RM, you will get a guidance, and if you want to trade yourself, if you want to have that decision making in your own hands and not really someone influencing your decision making, this is the platform for you.
So what you're saying is that you are everything that Zerodha and Grow stands for, plus the benefit of having a full service model behind you, meaning that Zerodha, Grow or anyone else do not have that full service model behind to back them. You have that through SMC.
Our initial customers were one who trusted SMC. So those became our customers in Stoxkart, and now we have built a sizable base. We have around 2.5 lakh customers, which is we are doing around, in Stoxkart we are doing around 20 crore rupees revenue, and this gives us the backing to build the platform for future. As I told you, we have invested a lot last 2 years in our software, and now we want to really go out there and compete with the big wigs, as you named.
Yeah, but 20 crore vis-a-vis 6,000 crore of Zerodha is like crawling.
You know, you have to start out somewhere, and this gives us the armor.
If I would compare it even with your parent company of 1,500 crore, 20 crore plus minus would not have mattered to SMC.
Right.
So is the board still believing you? 20 crore में क्या एक 1500 crore का कंपनी जो SMC है उसको कोई फर्क पड़ता है?
Is the potential which we see and not really the numbers. The potential, Stoxkart का जो potential है अभी, so with our platform जो हमने build करा है, we believe in our platform. हमारे जो platform की, जो मैंने आपको बताया, simple जो USPs है.
How are you different from these two, Grow and?
You don't have to do much. A retail participant just wants user friendliness, cheap pricing, and
you are cheaper than them.
Reliability. We are cheaper. So
we are cheaper than them.
We are cheaper.
Your transaction costs are cheaper.
We are cheaper. Yeah, that's what I said.
But where is the bloodbath going to end? Because SEBI doesn't want everybody to be competing with each other and be cheaper. This is not an FMCG product. ये दाल चावल नहीं है कि चलो मैं सस्ता करके बेच दूंगा. There is a market regulator who is watching over your shoulder that you are trying to be cheaper than someone else, and someone else tomorrow will try to be cheaper than you when you gain traction. इसका अंत कहाँ है?
SEBI recently put out something called "Be true to your label." SEBI बोलता है कि आप जो चार्ज कर रहे हो वो एक यूजर को दिखना चाहिए और वो ही आपके चार्जेस होने चाहिए. There shouldn't be no hidden fees. You know, earlier all these free brokerage models, they were based on earning some some hidden fees, some transaction fee benefits which exchanges used to give them, or other interest benefits. But SEBI का जो clear guidance है, that we all know. So this is what industry is moving towards. If the brokerage level is increased industry wide, then why not us? We will also reciprocate.
प्रणय, पैसे कैसे कमाओगे? End of the day, आपने सस्ता किए because you wanted attraction. You wanted to kind of beat Zerodha and Grow in their own game. अब SEBI कहता है कि ये करने नहीं दूंगा. ट्रांसपेरेंट हो जाओ. ट्रांसपेरेंट हो जाएंगे तो सारे ब्रोकरेज फर्म को अपना ब्रोकरेजेस बढ़ाने होंगे. और ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर लेवल पे आ जाएगा.
आपने
व्हाट्स योर यूएसपी?
राजन, आपने बताया कि इंडिया में अभी 17.5 करोड़ डीमैट अकाउंट्स है, as you said. I'm saying if I am able to capture suppose 1 crore in the next 5 years, and I'm charging 15 rupees per order. If they place one order in my platform, so that is 15 crores. If you put it that way, right? So this is Indian retail market participation expansion is huge. ये मास का गेम है. पैसे आपको, आप बस कर्म पे फोकस करो, फल अपने आप मिलता है.
Who are this 15 crore additional investors who have come in the last 10 years? कौन है? Are they all young people, or they are cannibalized investors who have moved out of legacy brands like SMC and angel investors and got onto app-based trading? ये है कौन?
नहीं, I think जो 15 crore new investors है, those are the new investors to the market, not to the particular brokers you mentioned. So new to the market means these are the investors who earlier had the mindset of saving in FD or other traditional methods, or maybe just saving in the savings account, which is growing from like 3% to 4%. They had that mindset, and now they have seen what stock market did. So Nifty had a CAGR of around 20% in last 10 years. So that kind of potential stock market has compared to 3 to 4% which savings account has. तो ये एक mindset change है, ये और कुछ नहीं है. और साथ में जो this mindset is now coming from the age of 18 itself.
Pranay, but the biggest constituency which has not yet been tapped, what are you doing about that? Women, more so housewives. In China, the housewives is one of the biggest emerging constituency for the stock market. उनको कैसे टैप कर रहे हो?
You are right. Housewives in China, there is a trend that instead of savings, Indian women generally saving gold. They say that Indian woman has more gold than US Fed Reserve.
So how are you getting women folk onto Stoxkart?
Similarly, as you said, China में women are investing in commodities, in commodity markets. And I think women in stock markets are now increasing in Indian market also.
But how will that catch on? I mean, that's where you have to be innovative.
If you say something like this, we may launch something like...
What's the outreach? How do you get across to them? How do you speak to them? How do you motivate them?
Today housewives are as informed as anyone else. They have internet. They are playing, they are playing games on their phone. They are watching videos on YouTube.
Pranay, but what is Stoxkart doing to get housewives to pick up the phone and dial Stoxkart?
SMC has a strong physical presence, and similar to that, Stoxkart tried to tap these APs, which we call authorized persons, and particularly the APs in form of women self-help groups, which are they are working with that section of society which needs a passive income. So we are tapping those self-help groups who are educating these women about stock markets.
The thought behind anybody who is investing in stock market is that I have to read and learn a lot to be a wise investor. And intraday trading is even more difficult.
Right.
And all these apps like yours, Siroda's app, Grow's app, they are essentially intraday trading apps. इतना difficult काम क्या एक हाउसवाइफ अपने आप कर सकते हैं?
So in Stoxkart, we are soon going to launch something which is more towards education, to educate the traders out there that how to really make conscious decisions, to help them in decision making.
Pranay, the flavor of the season is app-based stock market trading, where we see Stoxkart playing an important role. These app-based stock market trading requires in-depth knowledge of which stocks to buy, when to sell, when to hold on. How does a company like yours, Stoxkart? So SMC is a full service company. It has RMs, advisors to back you, but an app doesn't have that. Neither does Grow or anybody else. इतना लोग जो ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं फिर भी क्या ये एक हुजूम है, एक ट्रेंड है जो कभी ना कभी एक बबल है जो बर्स्ट करेगा when people start burning their own money?
Even SEBI is trying to address the problem of fake research advisors. So as retail market participation grew, many so-called gurus, so-called market gurus started their channels of advising people what to buy, what to not. And these are all not registered with SEBI in any way. They have no certain education. Which,
who you call the influencers?
Not particularly them. So they are self-called gurus in maybe local communities and all. So now in Stoxkart we are trying to address that problem, and we have tied up with our parent company who has its own research and advisory wing.
SMC.
Yes, and we have launched that research on our mobile application itself. So we not only we tell you that how to trade, we also tell you what to trade in.
How Stoxkart is an extension of SMC. Tell me honestly, कितना पैसे डाले SMC Stoxkart में?
ये कोई छुपा नहीं है मार्केट में. So अभी currently we have formally we have put 35 crores and we have sanctioned for another 100 crores.
मगर और ढेर सारे खर्चा Stoxkart के SMC उठाते हैं, ऑफिस का, टेक्नोलॉजी का, बैकअप का, जो शायद बुक्स में नहीं है. So actually, how much money has been invested in Stoxkart?
Actually, Stoxkart pays rent to SMC. It's
is it?
We are a listed company. We have to be very, we have to divide exactly. We have to divide vertical wise what is the expense being incurred in what verticals. So it's not actually that easy. That SMC Stoxkart का खर्चा उठाएगा ऐसा नहीं है.
नहीं है.
हाँ.
But why?
But there is some help when you have a parent company.
I believe you've got the smallest room in the office of SMC. मैं भी घूम के देखा आपका ऑफिस. एक छोटा सा मैनेजर्स रूम में आप बैठते हो. थोड़ा दिल में मलाल है कि यार मैंने अपना कंपनी में रहते हुए अपना कंपनी खोला तो मुझे सबसे छोटा कमरा दिया गया. Had I been part of SMC, I could have got a bigger director's cabin.
राजन, एक फाउंडर को अपने कमरे में बैठना ही नहीं चाहिए. He has to be out there with the team. If possible, bring coffee for your team and see where the magic happens.
I don't buy a story of founder. एक फाउंडर जो पहला दिन ऑफिस में मर्क में आए थे और स्कूल में मर्सिडीज में बैठ के पीछे सीट में बैठ के स्कूलिंग किए, वो कैसे फाउंडर हो सकता है?
To be honest, मैंने पूरी स्कूल लाइफ अपनी बस में आया हूँ, and that is where I had some best of my memories. I wouldn't recommend anyone traveling in your personal vehicle. School life you have to live with your friends.
Well, be honest, is it possible for anyone as of now to start a stockbroking firm and survive?
Possible but very difficult. It's very difficult with the compliance cost, the kind of compliance regulators have imposed now, which is I think much needed, and kind of software cost it involves. To be honest, trading software is the most complicated ever.
And you poached a lot of people from your competitors as well, from the app-based, I'm not taking their names, but you did poach a lot of people.
Not particularly a lot of people. I think there are many people in the industry who wants to join something which is growing and something which is changing the industry. This is the aspiration of people that we want to be part of something new, something big. And if they connect with us, that is what we are looking for, the right talent always.
Pranay, give me 5 reasons why and how Stoxkart is different from other app-based brokers.
Put it simply, we are cheaper, we are faster, we are reliable, we have a user-friendly app, and so Rajan, we are tapping an untapped segment, which is housewives of India. You know, traditionally housewives were investing in gold, but in China, the trend is that housewives are investing in the markets.
Pranay, where is Stoxkart going to get these huge numbers that it requires to catch up with its other app-based customers? Is it going to get it from other app-based customers by offering cheaper prices? Or is it going to get it from the legacy brands, the full-service stockbroking houses? And if it's going to get from them like SMC, why, if I am already with IIFL or SMC, would move to Stoxkart?
I think, Rajan, price is not a differentiator anymore. The differentiator is product. You have to have the right product mix.
Pranay, how are you going to meet that humongous target? As I said, you were crawling. How are numbers going to increase? It's going to come from your competitors, which are other app-based brands, where people trade on their phones, or legacy brands like SMC and IIFL and Motilal Oswal. You're going to drive people away from them onto Stoxkart.
I think the answer is both, as well as the new market participants in Indian market. So I'll just say legacy brands, because we are cheaper. We have the product which is very user friendly and it's gonna add value to them. And app-based brokers, for the same reason. We have a product which I think is right on the top, and as I told you.
बट अगर मैं एक लीगेसी ब्रोकिंग हाउस के साथ हूँ, मेरा कंफर्ट लेवल पिछले 5 साल 10 साल में इतना बढ़ चुका है कि मुझे कुछ करना नहीं है, मुझे सिर्फ पैसा डालना है, and I have a lot of faith. And the relationship between an investor and a broking firm is quite like between a guy who smokes a cigarette or reads a newspaper, doesn't want to quickly switch. आप वहां से लोगों को हटा के कैसे एक इम्पर्सनल मोबाइल ड्रिवन ऐप जो स्टॉक्सकार्ट है उसमें ले आओगे, जिसका कोई आरएम रिलेशनशिप मैनेजर है ही नहीं?
Rajan, market for both the segments is gonna be there in the next 20 years also. I get this question a lot for SMC, that why SMC is gonna survive. So that is my answer. The same answer is for that also, because there is a clear differentiation in the market. Legacy brands is providing something different. They're providing a relationship manager. They're providing a person who is a mass wealth manager to you.
अगर वो उसमें ज्यादा कंफर्ट बिलीफ है, स्टॉक्सकार्ट या आप जैसे जितना ऐप है ग्रो इम्पर्सनल है, मैं फोन करते रह जाता हूँ. Now somebody wanted me to come and invest in intraday, and I said that look, I'll do it from app. So that guy from Angel said, that's up, आप किससे बात करेंगे?
आप राजन व्हाट्सएप प्रेफर करते हो या अभी भी आप पोस्ट ऑफिस में डालते हो?
Smart answer, but never mind. WhatsApp is a messaging tool. Investment in stock market is not a messaging tool. It's about faith in the relationship manager or in the research capability of that company.
I think people want decisions like this on the tip of their palms. So that is what internet brokers have allowed them. They have allowed them to be, in control of themselves, really. And that is what youth like me and even you really want.
Oh, I'm not that young. So do you think that you would have done better had you taken a separate office, not sat in SMC office, had not taken advice from the veterans of SMC and started with a new team and started Stoxkart all of your own from some other investor?
I think there can be a mix of experience which SMC brings and new thinking.
Diplomatic answer. Honest. दिल पे हाथ रख के बताओ, क्या वो 2 साल अभी बहुत महंगा लग रहा है क्योंकि आप SMC का हाथ पकड़ के ये कंपनी बनाए थे?
दिल पे हाथ रख के आई एम सेइंग 2 साल का वो एक्सपीरियंस बहुत कुछ सिखाता है. that made me a founder which I am today.
क्या क्या
उसने मुझे बताया वो 2 साल के एक्सपीरियंस ने कि what went wrong, that is very important than what went right. Rajan, I am a CA, so I'll tell you CA में there is the failure rate is much higher, and I'll tell you the best CA teachers are actually who failed their attempt. Who failed their attempt multiple times are the best CA teacher. They'll tell you what not to do, and that is the biggest learning in life.
Pranay, in my private conversation, you said something very interesting. To rebuild something, meaning from SMC, which is a brick and mortar conventional broking firm, which had no online presence, no app, to Stoxkart, which is app-based, where there is no interface with the customers. Now, to transit from SMC to Stoxkart, was like rebuilding something which cost you 2 precious years, wherein you lost out to other emerging players like Corp. What's the problem really?
In SMC, we have certain ethos, we have certain operations, certain modus operandi, which if you try to get those people to have a different thinking, have a thinking which is targeting different customer segments, operating in a totally different model, you cannot expect those people to be that to be having that kind of mindset. So that's why I said you need to have a separate think tank. You need to have your separate founding team. That's a mistake I'll admit I made. In my initial years, I had the senior management was actually the same. The people who were heading my certain departments in SMC were given the responsibility to do that in Stoxkart also. Maybe the junior team can be different, but the senior people were the same.
क्या वो कमीशन सेम रखे थे ऑफलाइन ऑनलाइन का? क्या वो ट्रेडिंग का प्रोसेस एक जैसे रखे थे? क्या मिस्टेक हुई थी?
There are no mistakes. It's just the kind of thinking. When you work for a model like this, where there's no relationship managers, it's a faceless offering you are giving. So the major play over here is user experience. You have to think from the shoes of a user, from a customer. You have to think, if you are a customer, how would you want it to be? With no guidance, you want everything should be so easy to understand that I can just download the app and there's no one to tell me.
Start fiddling with it.
Yeah, start fiddling with it and I'll get to know. You use any platform like Instagram, Meta, Google. So they have been there. They have made it big because of particularly these I think these principles.
और वो शुरू में पहले 2 साल आप नहीं कर पाए, and then you put a new team and you did that.
I wouldn't say हम नहीं कर पाए, but I think हमारा mindset वो change होने में time लगा, and that is why I said it's better to have a completely new fresh start, completely new think tank than having those guys.
जानना चाहूंगा एक राज का बात. I feel that this is a overblown story of success. The app-based stock trading practice. There are 4-5 of you. Why overblown? Actually, बहुत सारे लोग यंगस्टर्स 25 से 40 का बीच में जो कभी स्टॉक मार्केट में नहीं थे, और जैसे आपने कहा कि वेरी इजी टू ऑपरेट ऐप, वो आए, इंट्राडे ट्रेडिंग में पैसा जलाए और वो खत्म हो गए, और नए लोग पीछे पीछे और आए. इट्स अ हर्ड मेंटालिटी, क्योंकि कुछ लोग जो पैसा बनाए वो बेंचमार्क स्टोरीज बन गए. क्या सच है कि there are a lot of people who have burned money?
So according to SEBI stat, 90% of intraday traders or future and option traders actually end up in loss. So
फिर भी आप स्टॉक्सकार्ट, ज़ीरोधा और अभी क्रेड भी आ रहे हैं, मैंने सुना नेवी भी आ रहे हैं. ये सारे लोगों का इतना खिंचाव क्यों है? अगर बर्नआउट हो रहे हैं, व्हाई इजंट देयर अ विस्पर इन द कम्युनिटी? भाई इंट्राडे ट्रेडिंग करके कुछ ही लोग कमा पाते हैं, सारे लोग नहीं. लोग भी आ रहे, नया कंपनीज भी जुड़ रहे, आप भी कोशिश में लगे हो, बट बहुत सारे लोग लॉस खा रहे. सेबी का फिगर जैसे आपने कहा ये कहता है.
I think the onus is now on brokers to really educate the end users that real money is now in investing. SEBI is now trying to promote investment over trading really. You know, they have recently increased the lot size so that the entry ticket size is more. अब वो 8-10 हज़ार में आप lot खरीद कर trading नहीं कर सकते. अब आपको minimum 25-30,000. So there is an entry barrier now. So I think this is much needed. एक अगर आपको रियल में स्टॉक मार्केट में पैसा कमाना है तो आपके पास एक इन्वेस्टमेंट माइंडसेट होना चाहिए. आपको लॉन्ग टर्म होराइजन 5 से 10 साल का लेकर अच्छे स्टॉक्स में पैसा लगाओ एंड दैट विल गिव यू रियल मनी.
सो जो आप कह रहे हैं वो कुछ हद तक मेरा डर या सोच को रेटिफाई करता है कि ये एक बबल थी पिछले 10 साल में. ये जो बड़े बड़े टर्नओवर्स आपका कंपटीटर को भी देख रहा हूं मैं, ये एक बबल थी, कभी ना कभी बर्स्ट करेगा. सच है ये?
नहीं, बिकॉज आपका ये बात सही है कि टर्नओवर हो सकता है कि टर्नओवर गिरे, बट जो इन्वेस्टर्स जो मार्केट में लोग ऐड हुए हैं दोज आर रियल. वो ट्रेडिंग से अपना माइंडसेट अगर इन्वेस्टमेंट की तरफ शिफ्ट करेंगे सो वो लोग इन्वेस्ट जरूर करेंगे, वो लोग स्टॉक मार्केट के पार्ट जरूर रहेंगे. मे बी दे आर इन्वेस्टिंग इनटू सम अदर प्रोडक्ट्स रादर देन बर्निंग देयर हैंड्स इन ट्रेडिंग.
मगर अगर ऐसे होगा इन्वेस्टमेंट ओरिएंटेड स्टॉक मार्केट ट्रेडिंग, तब तो फिर वापस एसएमसी का बोलबाला होगा. और एसएमसी हो या आईएफएल हो, कोई भी जो ब्रिक एंड मोटर लेगेसी ब्रांड्स है, क्योंकि इन्वेस्टमेंट का मतलब आप अपना मोबाइल में फिडल नहीं कर रहे, आप आरएम के पास जा रहे, आप राइट एडवाइसेस ले रहे, आपको रिसर्च बैक इन्वेस्टमेंट चाहिए, तो ये गेम शेम तो खत्म हो जाएगी.
दोनों मॉडल आएंगे. बोथ द मॉडल्स आर हियर टू स्टे. अगर आपको जैसे आपने बताया कि वो लोग बिल्कुल रहेंगे जो अब इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए अपने ट्रस्टेड ब्रोकर के पास जाएंगे, पर वो लोग भी इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए भी वो लोग भी रहेंगे जिनको एक्चुअली दे जस्ट वांट टू मेक देयर ओन कॉन्शियस डिसीजन. उनको खुद थोड़ा चार्ट्स पढ़ने आते हैं, उनको खुद एक बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग है और वो अपना डिसीजन लेकर अपनी मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन में या अपने अदर वेब ट्रेडिंग प्लेटफॉर्म पे जाकर खुद इन्वेस्टमेंट का ऑर्डर प्लेस करेंगे.
आप सबसे सेफ हो. पूछो क्यों? क्या फर्क पड़ता है स्टॉक्सकार्ट, जीए, डूबे? मेरा पास तो एसएमसी है.
That is not right. We have the mentality. I told you, the mentality of the founder is to invent and reinvent.
अगर वो फाउंडर को अगर अपना बोर्ड, अपना फैमिली मेंबर्स है, उसको जवाब देना पड़े तो बहुत आसान है.
Rajan, so you will be surprised. We have a monthly budget meeting where if you are not doing what you have budgeted, if the performance is not as per budget, you are actually squashed.
When you see Stoxkart going in the next 12 months, because in your industry there is no long-term horizon. हर चीज 6 महीने में कितना एक्विजिशंस हुई, कितना नए लोग जुड़े ऐप में, सो अगले 12 महीने में कितना लोग जोड़ रहे हो?
I think ये क्वेश्चन मुझे बहुत पूछा जाता है. तो
and let's remember that you're not only behind Zerodha, who had a starter's advantage, but you're way behind Grow, which came after Zerodha, after you.
And now I think we are ready. We are here to gain the mass share. Earlier our focus was growing profitably. So whatever revenue we have made through our loyal clients in Stoxkart. And now that our backbone is there, the potential is endless.
stock market conventionally has been dominated, the stock market broking community has been dominated by Marwaris. They're best at it. For the first time, we saw that, a couple of companies, this app-based who Stoxkart is competing with, came in owned by investors. I'm not even talking by the founders. The real money is that of the investors who are institutional investors, VC capital. Is the Marwari hegemony, getting challenged in the broking industry?
I think the real traders currently are Marwaris, so whenever there's an IPO, the major participation comes from that community. If you really, this is a very interesting stat. If you so Rajan, अभी भी ज़्यादातर brokers, traders मारवाड़ी है, and I think मारवाड़ी अभी भी बहुत बड़ा contribution दे रहे हैं. Also Gujaratis, we cannot forget Gujaratis. Marwari or Gujarati.
I mean, Marwaris have a very safe business model, and I have a lot of respect for that model because they are the backbone of Indian business, which is stable. But the kind of challenges that are being thrown on your face in the stock market trading business is of branding, right? And very quick branding, escalated, hyperbole branding, which we have seen of your competitors. इसमें क्या safe, conservative approach towards brand building, will it work?
So Rajan, our brand ambassadors are our users. I think word of mouth is something we have been working on.
How can you survive on word of mouth when your competitor, one of your competitors is sponsoring IPL? आप कितना word of mouth करेंगे vis-a-vis another company which is 5 times your size, spending more money than you are?
Currently, SMC as a group has a sizable business, but if we are talking about Stoxkart, we have a growing. If we say we are not that big, that means we have a room to grow.
Pranay, some tips for me. When is the market going to bottom out? We're all waiting. That's going to go further down, and that's going to be the best time to buy low, cheap.
I think this is not the principle one should live by. You should never wait for the market to bottom out. If you see that currently market, the prices have corrected itself, maybe it's the right time to buy, because Indian markets in long term is poised to rise. With the increase in Indian economy, the increase in retail participation, the SIP numbers are there.
Pranay, tips तो दो. अब ये tips नहीं हुई. बताओ कब खरीदूं और wait करूं 15 दिन, 1 महीना, कुछ और घटने वाला है market?
So, for investment research, if you want a research, you can download our app. We have a section dedicated for that.
देखो एक चीज है कि guys like you, owners of stockbroking firms, have precious information: which company to buy, when to buy, what to sell, when, and they make a lot of money. Stockbroking firm owners like you, they make a lot of personal wealth out of that privileged information, which you don't want to share with others.
I think that's not true in Indian markets currently. SEBI has worked a lot to make Indian markets transparent. We have all the data which is out there in the market. The expertise lies in the interpretation of the data and making decisions.
Pranay, in my conversation with you in the last half an hour or so, I realized that the line between full service broking firms like Motilal Oswal, your parent company, SMC, Angel Broking, and the new age apps like the one that you own are gradually getting blurred as SEBI kind of makes sure that there cannot be a price war in brokerage, that people should not get overexcited and get into intraday trading. They rather invest in long-term investments. तो धीरे-धीरे समय के साथ the sheen of मोबाइल एंड एन ऐप और वहाँ से ट्रेडिंग करना, ये खत्म हो जाएगी?
I think the customer segment is still going to be different. You're right that with the SEBI bringing out this new circular that you have to, be true to your label. So there's going to be a rise in the brokerage levels of all the internet-based brokers. But still, it's not going to be as much as a full-service broker. The reason being, we operate on a asset-light model. We don't have any branches. We don't have any RMs. So we save that money.
समय के साथ जैसे लोग अपना पैसा जलाएंगे by taking suo moto decision on app-based models. अच्छा चलो, मुझे लगा ये मैंने बेच दिया, खरीद लिया, क्योंकि मोबाइल मेरा हाथ में है, ऐप से मैं खरीदारी कर रहा हूँ, आई एम द किंग। और जब मैं पैसा गंवाता हूँ, मुझे लगता है शायद मुझे घर के पास एसएमसी का ऑफिस में जाके एक आरएम से बात करके इन्वेस्टमेंट करना चाहिए था। तो ये भी होने वाला है अगला कुछ साल में।
राजन, इस ट्रेंड को हम बोलते हैं रिवर्स माइग्रेशन।
ये शुरू हुआ है या होने वाला है?
पिछले 5 साल स्टॉक मार्केट में बहुत माइग्रेशन हुआ फ्रॉम फुल सर्विस ब्रोकर्स टू डिस्काउंट बेस्ड ब्रोकर्स, और अभी हम जो देख रहे हैं लास्ट 1-2 साल से रिवर्स माइग्रेशन हो रहा है। लोग जो आप बोल रहे हैं ऐसे लोगों ने बहुत करा है, एंड नाउ पीपल आर मूविंग टूवर्ड्स दैट गाइडेड trading. People want that, you take my money and you tell me where to invest.
तो जैसे मैंने पहले कहा, आप दोनों तरफ से सेफ हो, बट आपका कंपटीटर का क्या होगा?
I think मार्केट में
वो फुल सर्विस तो बना नहीं पाएंगे, एसएमसी का लेगेसी वो क्रिएट नहीं कर पाएंगे, जगह जगह पे ब्रांचेस नहीं बना पाएंगे, तो क्या वो बंद हो जाएंगे?
राजन, आप तो हर क्वेश्चन में कुछ ना कुछ मुझे ट्रैप कर रहे हो। सो मार्केट बहुत बड़ा है, सबके लिए बहुत जगह है, ये बात सही है। वी हैव एसएमसी, वी हैव स्टॉक्सकार्ट। जिस तरफ मार्केट का रुख होगा, हम लोग भी उस तरफ ही ज़्यादा कॉन्सेंट्रेट करेंगे, बट आई एम श्योर वील कीप ऑन री इन्वेंटिंग, एंड दैट इज द माइंडसेट ऑफ अ फाउंडर।